Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another film review. Got my sunglasses off tonight. My eye is looking a lot better today. So I thought, well, I'll do it without the sunglasses on. Quite late at night tonight. I've just watched the 4K release of Dead and Buried, released on Blue Underground. This was a gift brought to me by my awesome friend Russell, and he got me this video nasty because he knows I don't have it in my collection. He knows I'm after it, so he gifted this for me from the Weird Worcester convention. So that's really cool. Before we talk about the films, have a look at the special features. So this is the main menu for Dead and Buried. So we have a little look at the special features on it. We have audio commentaries. We've got an audio commentary with Gary Sherman, audio commentary with co-producer Ronald Shusett and Linda Turley, audio commentary with director of photography Stephen Poster, audio commentary with film historian Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson. We have featurettes. We have behind the scenes of Dead and Buried, 33 minutes. Dead and Buried locations now and then, 4 minutes. What's the point in that? Murder, Mystery and Music, interview with director Gary Sherman and composer Joe Renzenti, 15 minutes. The Pages of Potter's Bluff, interviews with novelization author Chelsea Garbo, 13 minutes. Stan Winston's Dead and Buried Effects, 18 minutes. Robert Englund, A New Work of Horror, 12 minutes. Dan O'Brien, Crafting Fear, 14 minutes. We have theatrical trailers, we have posters and still galleries, Stephen's poster location stills, and that is the special features on Dead and Buried. So there are some special features on this disc, which are okay. Some of them are, if you put it together, as all the sort of documentary stuff is about an hour, but there's about 4 or 5 different commentaries on there, so that's pretty cool. So this film is a sort of witchcraft, voodoo kind of film. It's based in a very small little village, little town in America by the coast. And it's about a police officer called Dan, played by James Farentino. He plays our lead. And he's the local police officer. And weird things are starting to happen in this village. It starts off where we meet a photographer called George, played by Christopher Allport, and he is taking photos down by the beach, and then he comes, a young lady comes across over to him. I can't remember her name. He calls her Lisa, and she comes on to him, and he starts taking photographs of her. And then she sort of asks him, do you want to make out? So he goes towards her to make out, and then all the village folk are there, and they're on him, and they start beating him to the floor, and hitting him with sticks and spades and stuff like that, and knock him out. And then they tie him up with a fishnet on a pole on the beach, and then they set him on fire. I can't show you that because it's quite graphic, and it'll get taken down by YouTube. So, and then they place his body into a car, and an upside down car, and set that on fire to make it look like he's been in an accident. So when Dan goes to investigate, he calls up our mortuary, or doctor works at the mortuary, called Dobbs, and he's played by Jack Albertson, and he's sort of like there's a bit of a jump scare there because the body isn't actually dead. He's actually still alive. They think they've killed him, but he's still alive. George, or actually the girl calls him Freddy because she says he looks like a Freddy. But anyway, he's still alive, and he goes to the hospital. But it's not long after then we get another death pretty much a fisherman late at night round the sort of port. He gets killed by the local folk too, and they keep taking photos. They got all these cameras and flashes, and they take photos of him being killed. And this guy, he gets pulled through this boat and gets his throat slit with a harpoon, and then they shove the harpoon through him. So we've got one dead body and one guy still alive. And Dan is starting to investigate it. We see him at the hospital talking to the doctor and everybody there. And while he's doing that, Lisa is dressed as a nurse, goes into our George or Freddie, his room, and he's all bandaged up. He's only got one eye that's unbandaged. Everything else is all bandaged up, his whole face. And she stabs him in the eye with an extremely long syringe, and he dies. But then we see him later on in the film, and we see the fisherman, and then the family come into town, and they're lost. They end up disappearing, and we see them a part of the town. So what is going on in this town? Like I said, it's got a sort of witchcraft, sort of voodoo sort of feel to it. But it also has sort of like elements of the fog, elements of the Wicker Man, in a sense of like this sort of cult town, all in on it. And it all seems to be led by this guy called Dobbs. And he's like the, I suppose, witch doctor. Our police officer finds witch books in his drawer at home, and his wife, Janet, played by Melody Anderson, turns out she's a part of this cult as well. So you need to watch it to find out what happens. It's an amazing, incredible film. I love this film. I remember it way back in the day. A lot of it I've forgotten because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I absolutely love it. I'm going to score this an essential watch and give it a 10 out of 10. It's probably a little bit of a hidden gem, as it seems to have disappeared off of the radar of a lot of people. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a UK release. This is an American release, but it is multi-regional. There is a Blu-ray release of this, which you can pick up from Film Treasures, which is also multi-regional. And it's an amazing, amazing film. Really cool. When I was watching it, it took me right back to watching it. It's got a little bit of a drama, a little bit of a TV drama feel to it in some of it. But I think a lot of that's down to the photography. So we're going to talk about the pluses and the minuses. So the pluses of the film is fantastic. It's such a great story. It's completely different, so different from all the other sort of films that were going out at the 80s. It was its own thing, and it was really cool. Like I said, but it does reminisce like the Fog, just for the town sort of being a small town, and the Wicker Man, where everyone's in it and this police officer isn't. So there's some sort of little things going on. Now the negative is the release, the 4K transfer. It looks like a Blu-ray. It doesn't look like a 4K transfer. It's quite a poor transfer. It's filmed in a very sort of Brian De Palma kind of way, with a hazy, dreamy look all over the film. And there's quite a sort of foggy look to the film throughout the whole film, and there's a slight screen blur on it. And there's quite a lot of noise on the film, and obviously grain. But again, it's all going to be down to the source that was available for this 4K transfer. So I'm going to score the 4K transfer an 8 out of 10. It's good to moderate. My advice would be to pick up the Blu-ray, because I don't think the transfer is going to be any different on that. But I'm happy to have the 4K because it was brought for me as a gift by my dear friend Russell. Absolutely cool. Amazing to see this film after all these years. Cheers, pal. If any of you guys seen it, if you have, let me know down below. If you haven't, check it out because it's an 80s horror film that is different. It's different from all the other sort of genre films that were going around at the time of this sort of film, where we were inundated with creature features and slashers. This was a little bit different because it's got a witchcraft feel to it, and I really love that because I love witchcraft. Really cool. Guys, please check out some other horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, Oris Design, Pizzlewell. I am Icelord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrews, Horror House, and The Maniac. And a massive shout out to the lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.